afterwards I was always seeing him every blessed day, to the extent that I kind of looked forward to seeing him as well. So I want to take a walk past his house because hi. I asked him one time if he was, what about his wife and his kids, and he said something about they are not around or so. I cannot place exactly. He said we should come upstairs. Now I'm thinking, what was I thinking? Jeez. That's how you get carried out to like pium 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 pium. It got to a point where he was now like, he likes me, blah blah blah. Okay, are we going to get married? Okay guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know why you are here. I know why you are here. I know why you are here. You guys, it's funny how I've not even like shared this story with anybody at all. I mean anybody at all. I guess this is one of those phases that ladies go through in life that, you know, they probably take to the grave. I don't know, but thinking about it, it's really not a big deal. But why was it that never exactly shared this story before? Well, maybe because it's just a passing phase or something, but I don't know. You guys, let me gist you people. Okay, so this is how it went. I finished from school. I finished from uni quite early. I was between 15 and 16. And I actually finished 15. My mom had this school. So, of course, I wasn't going to be staying at home waiting to write JAMB. Because I didn't write JAMB, of course. I only did WAEC and NECO. I was going to write JAMB the next year. So, I was actually in my mom's school, like, assisting the, I think the KG class teacher or one of nursery class teacher, one of those. And that was what I was basically doing with my life. Then in the evenings, I go for lessons. So there was one of this day, and normally when I'm going, there are some children in the primary classes that don't know, they just like me, and they always calling Auntie Chema, that kind of thing. So we go home together, basically like we come out of the estate together before they disperse, and I pick my bike and go, right? So on this fateful day, we closed from school and I was going out as usual with those kids, and I was just walking. So I walked past this house where there was a man standing. It was just a shorts, like short knicker, in fact boxers. I don't know if you know what boxers is. And then singlets. Was he wearing singlets? Yes, he was. And so he just said, "How are you?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." We just greeted. So that happened like maybe 2 or 3 times that week. I mean, I saw the same person to the extent that, okay, the following week, it's not looked like as if he has probably known my schedule and he knows the time the school closes and he knows when I'll pass. So I was wondering why I started seeing this person very often, because I normally do not see him, or maybe I had not taken note of him, I don't know. But afterwards, I was always seeing him every blessed day, to the extent that I kind of looked forward to seeing him as well. Not like I wanted to like see him, but I knew that I was going to see him. So in fact, it got this bad that the children I go home with usually, they don't know his name, because I also don't know his name. So they call him Boxers Man. More like by the time we just get into his street, the next thing they're saying is, it's Boxers Man there, because exactly that's what he wears. In fact, that's exactly what he wears. Like, he doesn't, I don't know if I've seen him on trousers all through my period of knowing him. Yeah, so they were like, hey, Boxers Man is there. Hey, even if he's not there, before we get to his gate, he will appear. So I guess he sees us through his window or something upstairs, I don't know. But so there was this particular day he offered to like walk with us. Like, he was just walking down with me and then the kids, and he was like, "How are you? What's your name? How are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm fine." I told him my name, I told him everything. I guess I was 16 then. Yes, because yes, I was already 16 years then. And he was like, "How are you doing?" I was like, "I'm fine. Did you? Okay, blah blah blah. Are you teaching in that school?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm assisting one of the teachers." He was just asking some questions. Where do you stay? I told him where I stay. And if you stay in Lagos, you know Anthony Village, and you know the distance between Mende, Maryland to Anthony Village is not even, it's a bike journey, it's not far, right? So it was like, "Oh, you stay there, okay, oh, let me walk you to take your bike," and all of that. It was nice. It now continued happening, like almost every time he's out there and he wants to take a walk with us. I think that this continued for a couple of months. I feel like thinking about him now, he kind of established himself, like, penetrated, more like he's the uncle, as in, elderly person now. So, and he was always, on the how are you doing side, advice side, when are you writing your jam, and all of that. Nothing else, right? Nothing else, trust me. So one time, as usual, we closed from school and I was walking down with the kids. At this time, I've learned not to pick a bike as soon as I leave the estate, right? So I want to take a walk past his house because hi, because we want to say hi. So even the kids look forward to seeing him. Yeah. So there was this time, I think it was towards my birthday. At this time, my 17th, my 16th, I don't even know. In my giggle, I told him my birthday is so, and so he was like, hey. So that day, he was reading a book, or maybe he just disguised with a book. He was outside, and he said he was going to walk me down. Normally, by the time I reached towards the end of the street, we pick a bike, the kids also disperse, and everybody dispersed, right? But this time, I noticed he wanted the kids to go. He didn't want me to like take a bike immediately. He wanted the kids to go, and he wanted to be with me. I feel like that was the very first time I got uncomfortable, because I was like, okay. And I also, because of my background, fastest kid, I also was like, if people see me with him, just him, and see us standing on the streets, what would they think? What would they imagine? They might go and report to my mom and all of that. So I didn't want all of that drama. And so I was like, okay, what is it? So he was like, just need to give me something. So he opened the book and there was, I cannot forget, 1,000 naira notes. 1,000 naira notes inside of it. This is about 2011, 2010-ish. So he gave it to me. And okay, he didn't exactly give it to me. I sat on the bike first when he like probably wished me, but I can't remember everything right now. But I just know that when I sat on the bike, he just gave me the book and was like, oh, like he kind of put his hand in between the book and like, oh, I should take the book and see what's in there. Codedly, this guy is coded. So I just saw the money and I understood that he wanted to gift me. And in my mind, hey, so I took the money and that was it. I think that was the very first time I started noticing this feeling inside of me, like, does this guy want something more? Does he want something extra? And as the pastor's kid, the way I was raised, a bit naive and all of that, I needed to probe further. I needed to like probe further. So I got a bit uncomfortable because I didn't want the situation whereby it's just going to be me and him every time. I feel like that was the very first time I was able to tell myself that, is this a genuine friendship? Because I realized that we became friends. Well, even though we never said we were friends, but I talked to someone, we laugh, and all. Even though I'd never exactly asked him. Okay, I think I asked him one time if he was, what about his wife and his kids, and he said something about they are not around or so. I cannot place exactly, yeah, but he didn't give me a definite response at that time, and I told him like as if I was even exactly interested in it anyways. Maybe it was just one talk that led to another talk. Okay, so guys, I finally like started being a bit inquisitive. So one of those days again, we closed from school, and as usual, he was out there waiting, and this time he has now gotten very comfortable and used to walking us down and waiting for the children to go, and then he wants to talk or ask me some very private, and maybe at this time around, I feel he started getting a bit uncomfortable with the children, because even the children, they did not exactly like it, if I must say, because it feels like he's always taking their time with me. Sometimes we'll be going on the way, we are already gisting, we're already talking about something, and then he has come, and then the gist breaks, and then you get, so maybe he kind of read their countenance or something, but he himself felt that the only time he can be able to talk well with me is when the children have gone. And so he doesn't exactly talk again. He just, escorts us, talk to the kids, how are you, blah, 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 and that's it. Until one time, he was upstairs in his house. We were going, he wasn't downstairs again as usual. And he was like, prior to now, sometimes when he's upstairs and we are passing, he immediately beckons at us that he is coming, that we should hold on for him. Yeah. Sometimes we just be walking briskly while he catches up with us. So this time around, he didn't say that we should hold on his coming. He said we should come upstairs. Now I'm thinking, what was I thinking? Jeez. That's how you get carried to like pium 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 pium. Although I feel like I was a bit restrained, but on a second thought, let's go. I've never been to his house before, so that's how the first pack was safe there. And I think it was boring because there was no light, so there was no TV, there was just nothing. And I feel the conversation that we usually have is the exact conversation that would have still had even while we are walking on the road. So what's the whole point? What does he want me to see about his house? Does he want me to... I didn't even see. Now I did not get the message, but all I knew was that now I'm asking myself why, because that was the first and last time. That was it that he wanted me to feel a bit comfortable, or was it that he wanted to use it as a first trial? So I don't know, but I don't think he's a bad person. I mean, even right now I feel he's not a bad person, but he probably would have taken advantage of me if God wasn't on my side. I think that's what. So what happened was that when we were coming downstairs from his house, he was like, hey, that's sorry, there was no light, blah blah blah, but did I enjoy my stay in his house, that he would like me to come again. And I think he used the word that maybe one of those times when the children are not there, so that we can have proper conversations. And I was like, okay, no problem. And so it never happened. We never had the time to still see each other again. I don't know what happened. Maybe I got busy with lessons or so. But I think at that time, did I have a phone? Because right now I can't even remember. Oh, I had a phone. Yes. We talk on phone, but not like we talk sure. Because seriously, I can't remember episode of us talking on phone. If we must talk on phone, maybe it's, are you coming to your school today, or have you passed, something like that. But we never had conversation. In fact, even while we see each other, there was no serious conversation. So what do we want to talk about on phone? So I feel like he respected himself. He gave himself that respect so that I would still be respecting him or something. Because imagine if he had just like doing rubbish from day one. So I will not even have his time. I will even talk to him. I will avoid him. I will see him as a threat and a bad person. Of course, I would report him to my parents. Maybe he was wise enough, and he also saw I was young, naive. So there was this day we were now going as usual, and I don't know why I just asked that question. Oh, okay, yeah. It got to a point where he was now like, he likes me, blah blah blah, and all of that. And I was like, that the naive me was happy now. Somebody likes me, and I'm like, okay, okay, are we going to get married? Imagine, I've not gone to school yet, I've not gone to university. I'm asking that kind of very naive question, and there was a reply he gave me, and that reply had to reset my brain. It had to reset my brain. This was the reply. Please, you guys, before I continue, how was your childhood like? Where was that your naive moment? Because I feel like every young girl had this naive moment where they either even made a terrible mistake, or they were able to like grow out of it or something. Please, did you have that naive moment? Just tell me. I mean, even as a church kid, did you have that naive moment? Because I can't believe that I was actually asking someone old enough to be my father, like, okay, so are we gonna get married? Jesus. Now anyways, this was what he said. He was like, your parents, they might not approve it. They'll be looking at me like I'm old, and you're just 16 and all. That was when the scale dropped from my eyes. I'm like, so at that point, I'm like, so why do you love me? In my mind, though, I wanted to understand why he now loves me and why he wants us to be friends and why he wants us to be in a relationship. Because I grew up knowing that, hey, you don't have any business with a boy, oh. You don't have any business with a man, oh, except the man is coming for your hand in marriage. Except that. That was my knowledge. And even if he's coming for your hand in marriage, you have to be careful with him. You don't have to mess up your life. You have to, those kind of things. That's what I grew up knowing. So if you want a relationship from me, then it means that you are interested in getting married to me now. Tactically, that's what you meant to me. So I was like, okay, I can see my parents. Pardon me. I'm actually laughing at myself. But honestly, that was it. And it was like, my parents, my blah, 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 blah. That was when I got home that day and the scale dropped from my eyes. And I'm like, okay. My parents will not allow me to get married to him because he's an old man. It looked like as if prior to that time, I didn't even understand. Hey, this man is old. This man might have grown up children like you. Have you really asked himself if he's married? I don't even know if he even told me he was married anytime. I think he did, but I don't even know. I don't know what came over. What was in my head? In my head, I'm like, if somebody loves me, he likes me, he wants us to be in a relationship, it means that he wants to wife me. You get? He wants to be my... Honestly. And so, I was now asking myself that, so what does he now want from me? Okay, so he wants to use less me. He wants to use less me. That's why. Because okay, if he say we cannot get married, so what am I going to be doing? So he now wants to use less my life. He wants to turn my life around. God forbid bad thing. It's not possible. I will not. Oh, I can never agree. That was a turning point for me, and I think that was actually God shielding me, because honestly, that was only my thought line. And even years after, till I got married, I just had this belief that, what do I have to be doing with a boy? What do I have to be doing with a man, even my age mate? Why do I have to be in a relationship with someone that I am not even imagining marriage? I hear people say, let's just go with the flow. I'm not sure I can get married to him. Then what are you guys doing? Why are you burning energy? Just be friends. Like, he's my friend, and it ends there. Nothing serious, nothing intimate, no relationship whatsoever, or no intimate conversations, because somebody that you are not even... That's the reason why it kind of surprises me when you've been you say you've been in a relationship with someone for 5 years and the person proposes to you and you're like, hey, are you really shocked? Like, are you really shocked? Okay. Let me not digress. I'm giving my own storyline. I've always been taught, I grew up to know that if I'm going to go into any relationship, it has to be marriage. And that's the reason why I did not exactly go into a relationship with small boys. And when I mean small boys, my mates, when I was in secondary school and even after secondary school, it was in university, and by God's grace, I had given my life to Christ and I knew my left from my right, of course. But I did not enter that trap of, doing all this boyfriend and girlfriend, all these children, all these things that, young girls do now in secondary school and all. Because in my mind, why will I be in a relationship with this boy that is my classmate that cannot even marry me? Does he have money? What can he do for me in my life? So why will I even see girls that have boyfriends then when I was in school and after outside school, I see them as untrained. I see them as, how will this one have a boyfriend? Now, wow, I remember very well one of my supposed friend then in secondary school, the rumor had it that she had a boyfriend. I stopped talking to her. In my mind, I'm like, look at her. Why would she have a boyfriend? So can this boy that is in SS2 and SS1 then, can he even marry her? Can he marry her? So why is may we know better? Oh. But honestly, all of those things saved me, to be honest. And that was the end of it for me and this Mr. Boxers man. That was truly the end of it. Like, I just did not vibe again with him. I started seeing him from a bad light. That, okay, you want to use me and dump me. You actually have no plans for me in the future. We don't have future plans. So what are we doing? Just be the uncle and let me be the, hi, good afternoon, sir, and all of that. And again, I feel he's a gentleman, because why? Nothing happened. After then, he finally, he kind of took it with good faith. He noticed I was avoiding him because I did not tell him what was in my mind. But he noticed I was avoiding him, and he didn't press further. He just sees me, he smiles, and he doesn't come downstairs again. But that was just it. And even after then, when I had gone to school, and when I come back, and sometimes I go to meet my mom in her school, I have seen him like once or twice, and it was just, good evening, sir. And he greets me too, and like, how are you doing? And that's where it ends. Like, totally. Yeah, so there was a time that after school and everything, I started my business in the estate where I did my business. I don't know, I think he relocated to that estate. I never had to ask him, so I am not sure, but I've seen him on 2 occasions in the morning, dressed casually, coming out of the gate, the same gate. So I feel like that's where he's living, but I never asked him. But I know he wanted a conversation, like, you're not a big girl, how are you doing? Because hello, I was very small then, and I was one color like this. I was really small. It showed all over my face. So I knew he would have wanted to ask me, how are you doing? I wanted to ask some questions. But even me too, I want to ask you questions too. Bros, why are you alone? Why are you single? Why are you old and, looking unkept? Like, what's going on? You're always still on boxes, that kind of thing. But that's what the thing end like that too. You guys, no, I'm not wondering that. Was I the one? You guys should please share your naive moments. Let me know. I just want to be sure that I was not the only naive girl. I just want to be sure, honestly. Just share your story. Just drop in the comment section. What was the breaking point for you? When did your eyes open? Did your own eyes open as early as 13 years? Because I know the children of these days, the way their eyes are opening, the way they know everything, because me like this, I was completely naive. I don't know jack. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this conversation, this video, and if you did, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to this YouTube channel if you've not done that, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Ciao ciao.